Motherfucking live.
Bam.
So, how y'all been? Jared, I haven't seen you. Scotty, I just seen your ass last night after you got done playing with video games and shit.
What's up?
Sure. So I just went out and fucking seen the new Grinch movie with the family. That was fun.
Yeah, you haven't seen the new Grinch. How was that?
It was pretty much the same, really. Different graphics and shit, you know. But now we're back home. Baby's going to sleep now. Lexi's got to go into work for a couple hours to fucking do a bunch of shit with the order and everything since Thanksgiving's coming up. So hopefully the baby will stay asleep because after this I'm going to live stream some more from Call of Duty.
There you go. All right, Scotty, you got some random news for us?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear the what the fuck news segment from Stubbs the Scotty.
Fuck.
So, yeah. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a drink.
So, in Chicago, it is forbidden to fish while sitting on a giraffe's neck. Who in the fuck is gonna fish while sitting on a giraffe's neck?
In Chicago.
Right. Out of all the fucking places in the world. Chicago.
Oh, and we got to do our best to keep any type of brand name and shit out of here.
Well, right.
Fucking deal with anything bullshit happening once I post it. So, like, my can of pop, I want to keep out of the frame as much as possible.
Right. You know it's illegal to make soap in normal?
It's what?
It's illegal to make soap in normal unless you got a soap making license.
Actually, I did know that.
That's fucked up.
It's a weird fact. It's true. It makes soap without a license.
You can make a goddamn bomb in normal, but you can't make soap.
Can you guys share this or no?
No, not yet.
I can't share it.
Can't share it. Okay.
How do I share it? Hold on. Oh,
should be a button down there that says delete.
Hey, I ain't got nothing.
Be able to press it.
Yeah, I ain't got shit.
Nope, I ain't got nothing. I just got help and feedback.
I got one for everybody.
What you got?
You know how hard it is to drive a car without a steering wheel?
Yeah.
Okay, well, indicator, it's against the law to drive a car without a steering wheel.
I would hope so.
Yeah, me too.
You would fucking think. I mean, vice grips work, but Jesus.
In a pinch.
Exactly. So don't go to Decatur without a fucking steering wheel, guys. It doesn't work.
You'll get pulled over.
Oh, fuck yeah. For sure, especially down there. What? So what kind of vaping news you got?
Well, I got good headline news here. Let's go ahead and start off with who I think is sitting in the FDA's pocket.
Oh.
Juul has announced that they will be pulling product and only able to buy Juul and Juul product from online. You will now only be able to buy a certain quantity of Juul products a month. So many pods and so many batteries per month via their website's regulation. This is due to the FDA pushing down on vapors and their rights to vape. Juul is the first to succumb to the FDA bystanders.
You know, so they've been on a lot of scrutiny lately. So everybody getting a hold of them has been underage and stuff like that. So.
And that's really kind of what they're going towards. They're trying to pull it out of convenience stores, not really convenience stores, more like gas stations, and only put them inside of vape lounges or smoke shops or places where it is required to have an ID to enter.
Well, that's how it should be.
Yeah,
well, yeah, it should be. If you ask me, that's not going to stop the problem. I mean, if kids are wanting it, they're going to get it. I mean, I was smoking cigarettes at 8 years old. I sure shit wasn't walking in the gas station and buying a pack.
Right.
So you got to think about it, Scotty. How did we start smoking?
I know. I was getting my cousin.
Exactly. So,
Other news with Juul, though, they're also going to be possibly suing other companies and making them cease and desist on the making of closed pod systems. So AE, Kylie's companies like Miley and other companies that have pre-filled pods, they are saying they came out with that first, so it's their shit.
It won't work. All everybody has to do is tweak their way of making it, and then it's no longer their fucking blueprint. You know what I mean?
That's why they say it's a closed pod system, because any company that comes out with a flavor-filled pod, they're saying that was their idea to start with, and they are not going to allow it. Now, this does not stop companies because they may be able to sell the patent and the manufacturing rights to individual companies, but it's just another way for Juul to make another penny.
Right, obviously. My deal on everything is ID motherfuckers. Right?
What?
All I'm saying is they need ID. That's the only reason why we're in this situation anyway. It's because some dumbass at a gas station didn't ID someone, or someone, an adult, someone.
Regulated. But what it really is, I mean, someone with an ID can go buy someone these products if they want to, just like they can with alcohol or anything like that. And, you know, they're also, FDA is trying to crack down on flavors, saying, hey, you know, we don't need to have these flavors because they're appealing to kids. Well, last week I was in the liquor store and I saw bubblegum flavored fucking vodka. If that doesn't advertise to a bunch of fucking teeny boppers, then I don't know what does.
Right? I started drinking UV blue.
That's what I'm saying. Like, shit, they're giving all these excuses. I mean, there was a girl.
FDA really off vaping, like they do alcohol.
Right. If you look around on everywhere, there's videos of some little girl saying that vaping leads to smoking and smoking leads to abuse of families and drinking and drug abuse. Well, I stopped smoking cigarettes after 20 years because of vaping. I don't think I'm going back unless the FDA takes my flavored vape and takes my vaping away. Then, yeah, I'm probably going to go back to chewing a can a day and a pack and a half of cigarettes a day.
You know?
That's the only way. That statistic. A vapor is 4 times more likely to smoke cigarettes after vaping. Yeah, if the FDA fucking takes it.
Right?
Yep. And that's even with, like, if you go to try to apply for life insurance and shit, they ask you if you smoke. And if you do, then your premium's going to be fucking higher and everything else is going to be fucking higher. Because you smoke.
That's true.
Now, with vape, you know, everybody can fucking lie and be like, yeah, no, I don't smoke. But with vaping, no, I don't. It's not fucking smoking. So, no, I don't fucking smoke. You know?
With that, it's really going to depend on the policies of an insurance company. Some base their smoking rule off of the consumption of nicotine, and some base that consumption off of the carcinogens. So the ones that would say, hey, you know, if you're inhaling carcinogens, your premium is going to be higher. Well, then you're getting away from it because you're vaping. But if they're saying use of nicotine is why we are raising your premium, well, if you vape, you vape. I mean, unless you're vaping some zero nic, which there are people out there that do that. They do vape with zero nic, so it's not that common. I mean, hell, that's my end game is to get down to zero nicotine, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
You know, I don't either. I went up. When I first started vaping, they were like, "Yo, start out low. If that doesn't work, work your way up." And now I'm at a 6, Nick, and I'm damn near looking for fucking higher.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm a chain vapor. I
So
fucking vape all day, and the 6 Nick it's fine. It works, but
let
if I
me
could hit my vape 4 times and be Gucci for an hour or so, why not?
so from a new vapor's perspective, how do you think this law may affect you if the FDA starts to ban products?
Talking to you, Scotty.
Well, the problem with that would be is I'd have to go back to smoking. I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. So, I mean, it's back. Fuck, I think I'm down to a half pack of cigarettes a day. While vaping. And I mean, I'm at 0.6 nicotine, but I'm working my way back down because I was only going to get to 0.2, but the shop kind of messed up on that one.
Yeah.
Are you on the system or?
No, running my Fufu drag and my fucking
Dead rabbit RDA.
There you go.
So, I mean,
I did 3 milligrams. I used to vape 6, and now I'm down to 3. The flavor I got also makes a big difference on that because it's got a good throat hit, so it makes it more satisfying to vape on.
But this is my thing, Jared, is that recently my mom had posted a thing about the whole new vaping laws and what the FDA wants to do. And I've seen the older people that I've seen on there comment and say, "Oh, well, vaping's worse than you for smoking." But they don't even know what's in the vape juice themselves. They have no fucking clue that the majority of what's in vape juice they eat every damn morning for breakfast.
Well, it's very true. I mean, when it comes down to ingredients, I mean, the reason it is healthier than smoking is because you're not inhaling all those carcinogens every day, which are the cancer-causing products. Nicotine is not the cancer-causing product. Nicotine is just as bad for you as drinking a Monster every day or a Dr. Pepper. Caffeine products alone, when it comes into the chemical bases, caffeine and nicotine follow right in the same with one another. They almost have the same effect as well.
Well, see, my thing is that's what pisses me off, dude. And everybody needs to go back to the days when we weren't worrying about whatever the fuck somebody was doing, what somebody was, how they chose to fucking live their life. You know what I mean? But we were back in the days without internet or without cell phones and shit or without fucking, you know what I mean? Shit like that. If you wanted to go hang out with somebody, you literally had to drive to their house to see if they were home.
Well, what it is, and
no
this
one
isn't
worried about this ever.
just being conspiracy theory or just a downright pessimist about things, but when you really look at it, the FDA allowed opioids to be sold on the open market. As long as you're a doctor, you can prescribe this, but you can take things that have been destroying America and the world for a very, very long time,
This is the thing I don't understand is that, like, my cousin allergic to peanuts, right?
Right.
EpiPens are expensive as fuck. Now, if you're an ex fucking uh, druggy from fucking coke all the way down to fucking heroin and shit like that. You go to the hospital and fucking get fucking a shot to keep you going into withdrawals, basically, to give you heroin, basically, for
Yeah.
fucking free. You get the right insurance.
That's
My cousin, like, in order to not die if she touches someone's peanut butter and jelly on accident at school, she has to pay like fucking $200 a month.
exactly,
But,
and that's kind of ridiculous the way that they do that. And my theory behind this all, now mind you, it's only a theory. The only reason I think that vaping is being attacked is because it is taking out of big tobacco's pocket.
That ain't no shit. I'll agree with you on that one.
well, it's that, and it's not only taken out of tobacco's pocket, it's taken out in the long run pharmaceutical pocket.
Well, that's
Because if
what I mean.
everybody quits smoking,
Tobacco is involved in that as well.
exactly.
The financing
when
that they provide to the
Today, how often did you go to the fucking emergency room for like bronchitis or something like that, where they got money from you both places, the gas station where you bought your cigarettes, and now the fucking hospital because you're fucking sick.
right, and they just don't want to listen to the facts. I mean, yes, we're getting people in the FDA that do understand, and they are trying to push for vaping a little bit more than everybody else. But vaping changed my life. I went from trying to play basketball with my kids and sitting there wheezing and just going, oh my gosh, I just need another cigarette so I can breathe. It doesn't make any sense. That's how I was. I was like, shit, I need a cigarette, take a breath here. I need some more smoke in my life so I can breathe less. Made no sense. But I picked up vaping, and man, I could with my kids and not have to worry about like gasping for air. Like, I can breathe. I have less sinus issues. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, dude, I've totally noticed the difference between when I was smoking and now vaping. Like, I feel better. I don't wake up in the morning anymore fucking coughing my head off. But it's not healthy for anything to be in your lungs other than fucking oxygen. But people like, okay, Chicago, biggest freaking city around us. You go to fucking Chicago and walk down, like, I don't know, the main fucking place in Chicago, you're not breathing in just fucking oxygen. You know what I mean? You're breathing in fucking cars, fucking buses, all that shit. Fucking old ass fucking food and dumpsters rotten and fucking people throwing their shit all over the fucking street and shit, and that's why I won't live in a big area. Fuck that. I don't even like Wilmington, dude. And I ain't nothing for Chicago or fucking New York or any of the bigger cities.
Well, I do know in some states that they're restricting vaping, banning flavors statewide, and this comes down to this straight up fact. If you do not advocate for your right to vape, they are going to take your right to vape. So we need as many people. So, everyone out there watching, or all three of us here, that's a big push for us as vapers. If you want to continue to vape and choose that healthier lifestyle, then you really have to get out there and you have to figure out what's going on in your state, what's going on in the nation alone, and actually pay attention.
Right.
Because this shit'll happen under your nose and they don't even care. They throw these votes up into your state, and unless you're paying attention, you're not going to see it happen. It's just going to happen one day. You're going to wake up and you're going to be like, dang, I'm out of juice. You're going to go up to the vape shop and they're going to be like, dude, don't you watch the news? They just ended it.
Right. Or I'm going to go up to the vape shop that I get my juice from. They're going to be closed and with a sign on the front door saying we're no longer open due to FDA regulations. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. That's all I know. And everyone's like, oh, what are you going to do if they ban everything? Well, you can't vape. Might well probably buy a fucking pack of cigarettes. You know?
Yeah.
And if they legalize something else in Illinois, then I wouldn't be doing anything but that. To be honest, if they ban vaping, but they legalize fucking recreational pot.
Yep. And on to my next bit of news, step away from vaping a little bit. Talking about the national, let's bring it there for a second. Hemp products going national now, all the way down to hemp CBD infused, not even kidding, makeup for anti-aging, and now Starbucks is even thinking about getting in on this a little bit. We're talking about CBD infused coffees.
Yeah.
And I can tell it from personal testimony, CBD is amazing. I suffer from extreme back pain. I suffer from a TBI, major arthritis, and I use CBD and it works wonders. I don't know exactly why, but it works and it's fantastic. I love everything about it. And I'm so happy this world is finally, well, our nation in general is coming around the bend when it comes to hemp and cannabis use alone, that maybe, just maybe, by the chance of legalizing cannabis for recreational and medical use on a national scale, it may help the opiate deficit that is going on in this world.
Oh yeah, majorly.
Make a big.
Okay, so if they legalize in Illinois, let's just say extreme case that you walk into a dispensary and you want a gram, even if it was $50 a gram, that's still cheaper than going out and buying fucking heroin, coke, or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah,
there's going to be a lot of druggies out there that are going to be like, okay, I want my high some way. Should I spend 50 or should I spend 150? And if they ain't got the money, guess what they're going to buy? They're going to buy fucking weed. You know what I mean? They're going to go home, they're going to smoke, they're going to be happy, hungry, sleepy.
I mean, more just financials. I mean, let's touch that for a second. Canada legalized cannabis use recreationally.
Well, yeah, they just did that. They just passed on that.
They sold out the first day.
Yeah, there's a guy that I play PlayStation with, and he lives in Canada, right? He said that Canada right now, they don't have any dispensaries in Canada. It's all online. You have to fucking order your shit online. Then they fucking check everything. And then they send it to you that way. He's been waiting on his shit for almost a month because they don't have it.
Well, yeah, because they literally sold out. And what that means for this nation financially is possibly your states can become more fruitful and pay off their debt, and then our nation can finally be caught the fuck up because we're trillions of dollars in debt. Maybe we won't be in debt with other countries anymore, and we'll finally step out on our own and no longer be in debt, because we've been in debt since the beginning of time.
Well, yeah, that's how currency works. You have to get it from somewhere. You know what I mean? It's like it says, money
you have to go somewhere is because our dollar is not worth anything. Once we get on that national level of things and getting on sales and regulation and taxation of cannabis, it may bring this country out of a deficit that we've never seen. I mean, realistically, when you look about it, we've been in a Great Depression. We've been in a recession for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, it has been a real big struggle for a lot of people, especially in the blue collar class, to kind of make a living and really survive. This may bring us at a deficit to where it's no longer difficult to survive financially.
See, my thing, schools in the small towns, Scotty can attest to this. When we went to school, we got our books And then beginning of the year, like you go to math class, they hand out a math book. You open it up, you had to sign it, right? I opened up my math book junior year. My aunt's name is in that Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me that the school that I pay, $150, $200 a year to go to can't use that money to buy a fucking new math book?
Fuck no, it's too much money.
Study book?
Well, you got to look at it like this when it comes to keeping lights on, paying teachers. I mean, teachers aren't they don't get paid shit, really. I mean, when you look at it, they don't get paid shit.
Nope.
So that's another thing, especially here in Illinois, and for all out there in the world who are watching the show tonight, that's where us three motherfuckers are from. It becomes recreational in the state of Illinois. We're talking better school systems for our kids.
That ain't no shit.
All three got kids. I got two older ones that are in school, and man, I hope and pray that one day the school system gets a little bit better financially. That way they can be on top of this new game when it comes to robotics and computer programming and where the world is leading when it comes to, computer engineering shit. We're kind of suffering on that boat.
Yeah. Somebody got a message.
That'd be.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Could have been me. But alrighty, so let's get off of all the depressing issue here. What's new in the vape world there, Jared? I got me a new.
I tell you what, there's a slew of companies right there. Right there's one of the new ones that just dropped. Voopoo is coming out with the Voopoo 2 and the Voopoo Mini. High respect for that company and what products that they're launching. We also got other companies, VGod came out with the 200 here recently. They don't drop too many products, but when they do, they drop a good one. That's definitely a product to be sought after. We're looking at other companies. Let's just name a few to begin with here. Shit. Now I got my mind off track. Didn't even think. We got Wismic coming out with a new box. Triple battery. Squonk. That's a new big one. 3 batteries, able to squonk out of it. You got that extended battery life and the ability to carry e-juice on your mod. And then we can bust down to the mechanical world company that I'm a big fan of. Don't own anything of them yet, but Purge is dropping some new products on there. If you out there have heard of the Slam piece, Purge has just dropped the Stacked piece, which is a stacked 21700 mod with a fire. And then they came out with the Slim piece, which is 18650 mod. A little bit more stealthy. Huh?
So they're just bouncing, aren't they? All over.
But with Purge, with that name, now this is an American-made product. That's why I support them. They are made right here, manufactured here, designed here. Everything about them is United States. So you're going to pay a pretty penny. You want one of their mods?
Oh, yeah.
Break out pocketbooks because it's going to cost you $300 plus.
Right.
Yeah, thank God China does exist, or else I wouldn't be vaping either. Actually, isn't this American made too, or no?
Well, it's designed here.
It's designed here, okay.
It's designed here. Times Vape does not. It was designed here, but made, and I don't know where, so I'm not gonna try and guess and fuck up and mention some other like country that it doesn't get made in. I would imagine it's made in China, but who knows? It could be the Philippines or Japan. But I know they manufacture
a little bit more money.
Right. I mean, you're looking at stuff that
the Philippines, I think a high end.
Roughly, it's that mid-range mech mod. I mean, when you look at a coil, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of coil art before, but they just came out with their Mage Stacked V2. It is I think it's 18650, 2700, and 21700 compatible with sleeves. But it's stacked. It is actually running for $9.
Right. So I went to the vape shop a couple days ago when I bought my Drag 2. I picked up 21700 from my new right? I already had 2700. I picked up a 21700.
Yep.
Last night, I got all my batteries together, charged the shit up, blah, blah. And the wrap on my 21700 says it's a 2700.
Then you might want to go back to the vape shop and
oh yeah, I'm going back and I'm gonna be like, yo guys, what the fuck? Because I bought a 21700 and I didn't buy a fucking rewrapped 21700 and it was rewrapped wrong.
Of 21700. If you guys don't know, out there trying to get a battery, hi. You're out there trying to get a battery and you want a 21700. Samsung 30T, rated by Battery Mooch.
I can't find the stores, man. I want to support my fucking local stores, dude.
That's kind of a hard thing, and I get where you're coming from, trying to buy local. But if you guys are looking for any good batteries and making sure that they are not blown or rewrapped, i.com. It's 3 separate letters. They are a good refutable site to use. They right now have the Samsung 30T. That's a 2700. Is $10 a battery.
Damn.
Right. But no, it just pissed me off last night, dude. I was like, no, I didn't buy a 2700, and I grabbed it and I put my 2700 and that battery together, like side by side, and it's bigger because it is a 21700 battery. It is. It's just wrapped as a 2700 battery.
Yeah, I would talk to them and ask them why it says that on the wrap, because that throws a question right there, whether it's clone or off.
I made the guy feel like I was probably being a dick when I went in there to buy the battery because he handed me a battery in the little box, it's a single battery. I grabbed the box, opened it up, and my wrap on that battery on the positive was already ripped. And I was like, I'm not taking that. It's already ripped. So he had to open up about 5 or 6 more to find one that wasn't fucking ripped. And now it says 2700. It doesn't even say 21700. So
right now,
I don't know what's going on.
Don't you got the battery?
Here where you got it from, but I would take that back there and tell them that, they need to watch out where they are buying their batteries, because at that point, I feel like they're going to be buying clones.
Yeah.
They're not actual batteries, and that comes into effect since you are running a mech mod. That's a safety issue.
Yep, very much so. I'm not using a battery right now because I don't know what it is.
Hey, do you got the battery?
Yeah, I had the battery. I'll go grab it real quick.
Camera. What kind of flavor you got, Jared?
Do what?
What kind of flavor you got?
It is a menthol.
Oh.
Kind of.
Kind of.
It's a custom flavor.
Oh,
Can't mention where I get it, but it's top secret.
well, that's fine.
Let's just call it a DIY juice.
There you go.
I like to call it Urban Chill, just because that's my handle on Instagram is Urban Redneck. So we labeled it as Urban Chill. It's not a product that's sold on the market or anything like that. It's a juice that I get from a private person. But it is a mix between mint, Arctic mint, a hint of menthol, and a touch of sweetener.
Damn.
All right. I guess it was my. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. But now I'm thinking it is a 2700. Maybe he. Okay, this is the one I've had. Battery wrap's kind of dented up here just from me using it for the last fucking couple months. But it's not ripped or anything. It's just a little wear. You know what I mean? It needs to be rewrapped. This is the brand new one. And it's fine. You know what I mean? The same BRK. But it's taller. You can't tell.
Move it to the right a little bit. There you go. Yeah, but that's not taller as in a difference, because right there, what you're looking at when it comes to the height of the batteries, you're looking at, now you got to remember the numbers of what the batteries mean. So let's just base it off of 18650. 18, that first number is that it is 18 millimeters in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
65 is the second set of numbers, and 65 millimeters in length. The last number, 0, on all your batteries so far that are being used in the vaping industry is actually not a 0. It is actually a circle, which stands for the shape of your battery.
That's good.
I have them, dude. And it's a freaking cut hair taller, dude.
Well, that's definitely a concern, since I can see that both those batteries state that they are the same company.
But look.
Yeah, that says 2700.
This should be the 21700. This is the 2700 that I've already had. This is the new one that I bought and asked for a 21700 and he handed it to me.
Okay.
It's taller, but heavier. It feels rounder.
Put them to side by side, like one in front of the other, as in like this.
That's the same battery.
New one.
The one on your left is a 21700.
This one?
Yep.
Yep. That's what I said. This is the new one I just bought. Should be a 21700, but it says 2700.
Well, there's no doubt that that is more than likely a 21700, but since that wrapping is wrong, I would guess that that is probably not the battery you actually have. There's no doubt in my mind that that is the correct size of the battery, but what may differ is your mAh and your amps.
Yeah, and that's what you need to know for a fact when you're using on a mech mod.
Yeah, that is a true fact. I mean, it's a very important thing is knowing your amp ratings, your continuous charge. The mAh, not so important, because that's going to be how long your battery actually lasts.
Yeah, but still, I want to know what it actually fucking is.
Right. And first off, me, personal opinion to you, I would not use that brand of battery. I don't know shit about them, and they're not a product that is tested very often by Battery Mooch. I would stick to my main
I've seen it on Battery Mooch. I've seen him. I've seen a post about him. He said they were fine to use.
Well, I mean, when it comes to 21700s, I mean, my personal vote, top vote of all, is going to be for the Samsung 30T. That is going to be ones, and this is coming from an experienced vapor. I've been vaping for 4 years now and using mech mods almost the entire time. Samsung 30T is where it's at. Now, I do believe, I cannot recall the 27.
Definitely a 21700, because this one does not fit in my charger. This one does.
Now that is odd.
21700 will not fit in my charger, but 2700 fits in my charger.
Now, see, that's where I would throw another question into the matter, because technically they are both the same length by what they are calling their standards. But I can say this, just because they say it's that size doesn't mean it's that size, because a lot of people find that the iJoy batteries are a little bit bigger, so they're having a hard time fitting those into mod, except
the 20. Get this. We both have had, I don't know, you haven't had a drop, but you've used mine and you've seen mine. You've held one in your hand, right?
Yeah.
Now this is my recoil. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. The fucking 510 pin is not, it's protruding enough for me to feel comfortable using on a mech mod. That's what I use on my Dreamer, is this RDA. Now, I got coils from Scotty, a set of coils. I put them in my drop RDA, the black one, right? And it's got a fucking hell of a protruding 510. So I threw it on my mech mod, and even with an 18650 and the sleeve that it came with in here, I get battery rattle like a motherfucker with that RDA, and only that RDA. All my other RDAs fit fine on it, and with no battery rattle.
Now, are you adjusting that spring in there?
I thought it was self-adjusting, didn't it?
Self-adjusting to an extent. You can take a pair of tweezers and put them like this into the two holes that are in that Delrin ring on the firing pin there, and you can thread that out a little bit. That will not affect the performance.
I don't know, dude. I just feel like I shouldn't have to if that 510 pin is even longer than the one that works fine on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to. That's kind of a weird thing how that works, but it's also to the fact that.
Because here, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab the RDA and I'm gonna show you what it is.
Oh, I'm yawning.
What kind of mod you got?
I have a RAF mod Liquid Temptations box from Liquid Temptations.
Oh.
It's a series box with a it has a MOSFET chip inside, but it is series. Right now it's running at 7.18 volts.
Damn.
Right, and I see that difference between that, Ian, but let me ask you this. There's going to be a big difference in how deep the threading goes on each RDA. Now, if you were to set both of those up, putting the 5 pins against the deck on one another, you will see more than likely that one of them has a longer extension on the bottom than the other.
I just really want to use this fucking RDA on here because it's fucking perfect. I love it. All right, so it's on there, right? 18650 with the sleeve.
Positive down.
Watch, I ain't gonna do it now. Yeah, positive down.
Now, mind you, everyone is watching. For the Times Vape Dreamer, it says to run positive down. If you're running a mech mod that does not say run positive down, positive up.
Let me throw this on my drag real quick just to check the home before I fucking hit this fire. And that's one thing I love about the drag, dude, is the chip and then it's fucking excellent.
Yes, the gene chip is damn accurate.
It's not even registering this fucking RDA, dude. It won't even register it. The hell is that? Okay, registered my tank. The U-Force. Okay, well.
So what's another good RDA out there?
Drop RDA, recoil RDA.
It really depends on what size and what you're looking for there. Are you looking for flavor? Are you looking for clouds and flavor? Just clouds? 24 millimeter, 22, 25, 28, 30.
Let's put a 30 on this drag.
Well, I'd have to say if you're going to go with a 30 millimeter, Steam Crave has a really good RDA. And let's see here. Another 30. This, man, I think it's called the Centurion V2 is also a good 30, and the Warhead RDA.
All right, so it's at a 0.16.
Is that with my coils?
Yep.
That's weird.
They're all going to be different, guys. They're not going to be the same. They're mass produced, handmade for the world. Supposed to be handmade for Yeah, they're mass produced, so not all of them are going to be exactly the same. Alrighty, so That's 18,650. Let's try this 2,700. Without the sleep, correct? Yes.
Correct. Got a little rattle?
Yeah.
Now, take both those RDAs and put them.
2,700 supposedly 21,700. No battery rattle with 21,700 that is labeled 2,700. That's another reason why I know this is a fucking 21,700 battery.
Well, I mean, they'll be the same height. They're not going to be.
Why does one rattle and the other one doesn't? If it's the same fucking size battery, you know what I mean?
Well, if they were following the measurement rule on how they were supposed to be measured, then it should work. But it just all depends. Like we were saying before. I mean, if the vendor of the battery is not selling a authentic battery, then it is going to be different.
Yeah, the recoil's only got like one more thread more on it than the drop does.
But see, that can make all the difference in between your battery rattle and not. Honestly, when it comes to battery rattle, I wouldn't use a battery that rattles inside of a mod due to arcing over and over.
Well, and as you can tell, it does arc. You knew that from you having it before I did. But my firing button.
And that brings me to another good point. Along with purge mods, I know they're expensive. I know they're high end, but they're coming out with something what I consider pretty damn revolutionary. They're coming out with constant contact mech mods. So that is securely placed inside the mod at all times, and the button control that contact, not the firing pin.
I get so much better flavor with the drag, though, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Scotty, you need so much better flavor with the drop. Excuse me. Scotty, you need to get up on that drop dead and tell me how it is, and then I'll steal it from you.
Nigga, this is amazing.
Can you say the N word live? Don't make me have to touch you.
Well, guys, I think we should probably wrap up tonight's show.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll wrap it up, and then next week we can do a bit longer one maybe, or do a couple different things. And obviously, it's going to get better and better and better because I'm going to invest some things into it, and eventually I'm going to be learning how to edit and stuff like that. So everything's going to be Gucci. We just got to get it to that point. But I'm wrapping up everything.
All right. Well, this convenes
my stream on Call of Duty.
All right. Well, this convenes episode 1 of the Vaping Rednecks. I'm Urban. We got Scotty, Mr. Stubbs,
and yours truly, the dankiest of the dank, Dank Chip. Motherfucker.
All right, you guys have a good night.
See ya.
Stay cloudy.
Oh, we